a very long time for my work permit. And I'm very pleased it finally arrived at the end of November. So since then, I have been busy networking, and I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Kimball at Friday morning networking group at Make Nim. And we got on really well. And as I said, I just sort of bonded with Kimball straight away. Now, I do hypnotherapy. I also do life coaching. I do the blast technique. I've been doing hypnotherapy since 2011, and every year or 6 months I niche in something, and then I make sure I become sort of like an expert on that, and then I might go on to something else, but I'll keep doing that thing as well. So I do all sorts of different things. I've recently been niching in the blast technique, which is for trauma and PTSD. Interestingly enough, I have found that when most people come to me for an issue, most things have all ended up having a root cause anyway, which is from a trauma. So this has been absolutely wonderful since I've been doing this. It has worked amazingly well. Now, first of all, let me tell you what hypnosis is. It is being in an altered state of mind. So what is that? Okay, let me explain. So when you drive around, or when you used to drive around, and say you would be doing a route that you are used to doing, and then somehow you get there and you think, oh my goodness, how did I get here? You kind of zoned out. As everybody had that kind of situation go on for them. So you just zone out. You were actually in hypnosis then. Now, men do this a lot. If they're watching the football, they'll be so in the zone of watching it, and you could be asking them, hello, do you want a drink? And you could be talking to them, and they just will not hear you at all, because they're so, as I say, in an altered state. Same with children, they just get into their play, which is great. Now, when I do hypnosis, that's all I do. I just tap off the left side of the brain, which is the critical side, which is the part that does maths and all of that sort of thing. And I tap into the right side of the brain, which is your creative side. And it's where all your memories, dreams, and habits are stored. And in hypnosis, so I talk in a very different voice. I take it's nice and lulling and soothing, or sometimes not in some cases, but more often than not it is. And then I will take you into that state, and I will reframe anything that has been going on for you. We will together discuss that already, what you want, what you don't want, things like that. When I say that I sometimes don't do it all soothing, it's when people don't expect me to. So if I say somebody who's been in the forces, or even children, I will do like a hand drop with a child, which is a bit like magic, because I'll be making the hand feel really light, and they'll be going, oh my goodness, what's happened? And then so they believe it's like a magic thing. Now, let me explain about stage hypnosis to you, because I don't do that. Stage hypnosis, when people go up on stage and they do silly things, they actually want to do those things. They're very suggestible, and they actually do want to sort of quack like a duck, or have a go at riding a horse. And I really know this because when we were on holiday once in Mallorca, we went by this pub, and I said, which is like a bar, and I said to my husband, I said, oh look, there's a show on, there's doing a hypnosis show. I said, we're watching that. And so we went, and I made him go up and be one of the subjects. Now the guy, he had about 20 people up there, and only 4 or 5 stayed, because not everybody could go into that altered state and could be as suggestible. Yeah, do you know what he did? He rode a horse. He even had a baby, and it popped out really easily as well. So I mean, it was hilarious. everybody was laughing their heads off. He even made people feel really cold, and then he made them feel really hot, and it was it was funny. Now there were some things though that my husband didn't want to do, and he didn't do them. That was good enough for me. Because I said to him afterwards, I said, why didn't you do those other things? Because the women were really happy to do that. They were happy to put the glasses on and see everybody naked, except for the children, of course. But my husband didn't want to do it. And he said, I didn't want to. He was always in control. You were always in control. And that's what I say to my clients. So, and of course you are, aren't you? Because when you're driving and you're in autopilot and you're driving along, you are in control. You didn't knock anybody over. You didn't go through that red light. So it's, so yeah, that's what I want you to know, that you're always in control. Now, how can that help you with the current situation? Okay. So when I was niching in my cancer care, there was a wonderful script, and it was always, it was called The Control Room of the Mind. And what we do with that is, it is nice and soothing, and I take you down into a nice meditation. And again, as I say, we tap off the left side of the brain, we go into the right side. And in that, we find the control room of your mind. And now this is different for everybody. So again, I say, because I don't know what somebody will come up with. They could have like something from Star Trek. It could be something from Doctor Who. I often see my teenagers with, they're doing this with their fingers when they're moving the remote, the controls. You remember the record players, and they used to have that bass, treble, and all of those things. Okay, could be that. But I don't know, because it's your mind, it's your imagination. So then I will be saying, check the controls of your immune system. Check the controls of your sleep patterns. And again, I will be saying all the right things, and you go around, you're making the adjustments. And there could be dials, levers, switches, pulleys, buttons. I don't know. For some people, they might not even have something turned on, so they have to turn it on. So yes, we can cover all sorts of things within that scenario on the control room of the mind. So that's brilliant. So, but on an everyday thing, I would also be suggesting to people, but just as all of you know, because you're all in that field, about eating healthy things, a full spectrum, the full colours of the rainbow, getting all those goodies inside you, getting enough sleep. It is so important to get sleep. So again, I used to do aromatherapy. So lavender and tea tree, they're brilliant for the immune system as well. Do not use tea tree on your body topically without diluting it first, but you can with lavender. It is that wonder thing that we all need to have in our cabinets. You can actually put it on a burn straight away, and it will not hurt you. So, but again, you can put it on your temples for a headache, but you can just put a bit on your pillow. You can just put it straight in your bath. Lavender is a brilliant one to have around to help with your sleeping. Again, don't go on your phone last thing at night. Read a book. There are so many, as I say, make sure you are warm enough, not too warm, because if you need bed socks, put them on. You don't want to have cold feet. I know I can't sleep if I have cold feet. But make sure your room is dark enough. Make sure it's not too cold. Not too hot. There's all sorts of different things that you can do for sleep. So it's about having a healthy sleeping. And then you can, there's also, as I say again, for eating, I think my internet connection is unstable. Eating, so a lot of people are terrified at the moment that they're going to emerge like a big fat caterpillar from this, and when you could emerge as a butterfly. So yes, exercise. First thing in the morning is the best time to exercise. Now, for some people, they might not be able to do this, but this is a great one for arthritis anyway. Just having your fingers up and down, move them up and down for 100 times. there's a can in the in your cupboard, if there's one left. You can do that for your triceps. There's just moving around. We can take a walk in the country. Exercise is extremely important, at least 45 minutes a day for a good night's sleep. So all of these things come together. Eating healthily, not drinking too much coffee and alcohol at night. In fact, not at all really. So all of those things are very important. Now, I'd just like to say, I've got some very exciting news actually. In April, I'm about to niche into something else. I'm so excited. And I was only reading in my book last night that actually, again, so this is all very important for us: healthy eating, having a healthy lifestyle, doing everything that all of you guys do already, because I am next niching in Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm so excited about it. So I'm learning all about vascular dementia, neurocognitive disorder and things like that. So, so as you can see, I'm so yes, getting enough sleep. Oh, and of course, hypertension, that's another thing that we need to be careful of with the Alzheimer's as well, because you can get it, you're more liable to get Alzheimer's from that, and again with weight control. So it's all about as exactly what all of you do, and so many of you here, because I've done my Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, love it. Absolutely brilliant. You can do distant healing, fabulous. The energy healers, you're all going to be so needed. Everybody needs that right now, because what is going on at the moment? Everybody's getting really stressed out and anxious. We also need to understand that actually why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we be worried and upset and anxious about this right now? Because there may well be loved ones, and I know my mum's in back in England. If she gets it, because she's 83 soon, I may never see her again. So yeah, it's not nice, and we need to understand that the anxiety around this is normal. We mustn't suppress it and go, oh no, I'm fine, I'm absolutely, and be like that. Because actually, no, this is true, this is real. However, that's okay, but there needs to be a balance, which is why all of you wonderful people who do yoga, who do Reiki, who do all those things, brilliant. And the meditations that I can offer, and Catherine, absolutely fabulous. Because, and Donna, you're doing mindfulness. You are so involved with what you're doing. That's brilliant for you. So because it takes you, you're in your present. You are not necessarily thinking about what's going on. And we've got Judy, who's doing the Melaleuca products. Fabulous. And the CBD, again, which helps with any anxiety and for sleeping. So all wonderful things that everybody here is doing. What I would like to do with you now, and I don't know if everybody is in a safe place, because I would like to do some mindfulness with you. I'm just going to do a 5-minute of my version of mindfulness. Now, when people see me for a session, I record this for them on their phones, and it is just about calming down for a little while, and that's where we can get the balance. So we all need, as much as we know this is real, we then need to completely do the opposite, which is to relax and calm down, and especially to get into that state before we go to sleep, to keep our immune system safe. Does that make sense, everybody? What I'd like to do now is, everybody, you don't have to lie down, you can just sit where you are. I shall take a drink of water. I'm going to turn some music on, and I will just do my version of mindfulness. And I'll just make sure that you can hear this music first of all. I might have to turn it up. Can you hear that? Can somebody nod their head? Okay. Okay, so if everybody's just sitting there comfortably, that's right. And just allowing your eyes to feel comfortably closed now, while you focus your attention on your breathing. Breathing in and out, softly and rhythmically. And notice any sounds inside the room. And any sounds outside the room. And notice how your body feels. Any physical sensations. Notice how your head feels. How your back feels. How your hands feel. How your legs feel. And how your feet feel. And notice your thoughts. No need to change them. Just notice them. And focus your attention on your breathing again. Breathing in and out, softly and rhythmically. And notice any sounds inside the room. And any sounds outside the room. And notice how your body feels. Any physical sensations. And notice your thoughts. They may be the same thoughts, or they may be different thoughts. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it is for you. And focus your attention on your breathing again. Breathing in and out, softly and rhythmically. And notice any sounds inside the room. And any sounds outside the room. And notice how your body feels. Any physical sensations. And notice your thoughts. Again, no need to change them. Just notice them. And when you're ready, open your eyes, feeling relaxed and calm, alert and ready for the rest of the day ahead of you. That's right. Is everybody back here with me in the present? So now that's mindfulness. When I do hypnosis, it goes on for a bit longer. That's the tone of my voice that I use. It's, as I say, it's very good for us to do the complete opposite of this stressy thing that's going on at the moment for us, because we're all going to be feeling like that. But please, at least a few times a day, just calm yourself down. Great way to do any panic straight away is for deep breathing straight away. Always in through the nose. In through the nose because it activates the vagus nerve, which is directly linked to the parasympathetic nerve, which is directly linked to all of our organs. Again, keeping everything nice and safe. So great for people who have IBS, all that sort of thing. Just keeping everything nice and calm. So, and what I teach is in through the nose for 7 and out through the mouth or the nose for the count of 11. And again, that will distract people as well from any panic because they're counting. So there's loads of tips. I'm sure I've missed out loads as well because I'm bound to have done, because that's me. But hopefully if any of you have got any questions, then I may be able to answer those. So I better put this phone back on again because so that I can hear any questions. So okay, right, let me put that in. So thank you for listening. There we go.
Thank you, Claudia.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I just like to say that was magnificent, Claudia. Thank you so much. You're amazing, and that was beautiful and has us all centered and relaxed. I love it. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you, Judy. There we go. I've got to come back into this meeting. Join. Okay, I did hear that very. So 240.
If you'd like to ask Claudia,
I don't know what's happened to my.
You can unmute yourself and talk.
And I've got to hear you all talking properly instead of because I can just hear you whispering. So I've just joined it. Oh, it says network is unavailable, so that's really not helpful, is it? Mm-hmm. I think everybody's online, and so all the networks are all down. That's why people are buffering and all sorts.
Marie, you've got a question, don't you?
Okay. I do. I was waiting for you to get your internet stuff together. So when you do your hypnosis, do you find it difficult to work with someone who's very analytical? Because you said you shut off that side of the brain. Yeah. So how is that a lot more challenging?
Yeah. So I will do a confusional technique. So I will do lots of numbers and I will do lots of counting backwards, and I want them to think about this number and then that number, and then they've got to think about that as well. So they'll have to think about 10 things all at once, and they're like, oh, I can't think of that and that and that and that. And then they go, and then actually, and then I go, and now I don't need to think about anything at all except for the sound of my voice. And they go, thank God for that. That is how you do it. But yeah, so that's all in my brain with somebody, that I find out their personality, who they are, what they need, what I need to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Thanks. That was really good. I love the meditation. That was really nice. Thank you.
Good. So I see
Yes,
children.
thank you very much.
If anybody has children or knows of people who have children who are finding it really difficult to sleep, a great way for them to get sleep, first of all, is to, because it's all about finding ourself again, because they will be anxious as well because they are not at school, they're not in routine. So a great way to do this and pass this on for anybody who's got grandchildren or know people is for them to start clenching different areas of their body and then letting it go. And in fact, we could probably do that as well. And then clenching the whole of your body right at the end and then letting it go. So it's like tense and release, tense and release. But they're then thinking about their hand. They're thinking about that. They're not then thinking about that game that they were just playing a little while ago. They are focusing. So again, it's all back to being in the present and mindful of what they're doing with their self. But has anybody else got any questions? I'll put my ear to the screen. Gotta love it.
Well, that was a
No
wonderful
questions, but
break
thank you.
in a busy day. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, I love doing hypnosis. It is so wonderful, and to take people on a really lovely guided meditation, it is really nice. So it's and sometimes actually I will share this. I hypnotize myself, and because I'm like this. However, when I then come to the therapy bit, I'm always awake. But it's just my voice is so sort of droning. It sounds awful, doesn't it? And it goes, and I'm like this. I tap into my own intuitive right side of the brain, and then I think, I got to say that with them. I get my light bulbs go on, and I think that's what I need to say to them. That's what we need to work on next. That's that. And it's brilliant because, and I've been doing this for so long, so I know my intuitive side there works. Because we will then say do that with them, that what I've come up with, and they get their light bulb going, yes. So I love that. So yeah, so I don't actually mind if I start going like that. But it is completely safe, but it's not for everybody. Which is why, as I say, I do NLP, I do lots of other things. But incidentally, the NLP talk, and Kimber will know this, for weight, when people say they want to lose weight, don't lose it. Drop it off, shed it, fit into your clothes, have them loose, look healthy, look fitter. Do not lose your weight, because you will find it again. Because when you lose something, you want to find it. You lose your phone, you lose your keys, you lose your purse, you want to find it. And somebody says to me, might say to you, oh, you've lost weight. Actually, in your head, and also you might take it the wrong way. Oh, why did I need to lose weight? But also you could also be saying, in your head somewhere it'll be going, I've lost something, I need to find it. So yeah, always say I'm gonna fit into my clothes. I'm going to look healthy, feel healthy. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things that we can do. And again, I don't want to necessarily tell you what to eat and what drink water, because you know all that. You know, you're all healthy people. You know all of that. Any more questions, anybody?
Kimball, will you post Claudia's information so we can get in touch with her?
Yes.
Or can we somehow get in touch with you?
Yes, and
website.
Could you type it in? Could you type your information into the chat, Claudia, so everybody can see it?
Yes.
And then I will post it as well.
Okay.
All
right.
Thank you.
I will put my website on, and then that's because that's got all my telephone numbers on anyway. There we go. Perfect. And I have, so on my website as well, there's YouTube links, and there is my Facebook page. It's got loads of little things on there. Oh, there's something I want to show you. Sorry.
Also, real quick, will everybody just look at their camera and smile? Okay, there we go.
Okay, this is a tapping protocol from the blast technique, and it is for getting really stressed out and worried. Okay, so so if you're there, just and I've actually got a video of this on my thing, because this concerns everybody. But straight away, if anybody, you can tap here. This is for anxiety. Tap here on for 10 times. Then use your other hand for the other eyebrow 10 times. Then right hand to left cheekbone 10 times.
This is eerily like.
And then the other one 10 times. And then 10 times. I know I got it a bit wrong then. And then right hand to the clavicle or your collarbone, same thing, 10 times. And then the other side 10 times. And then with your eyeballs, I want you to look all the way over to the right. It doesn't matter right or left, but with your eyeballs again, all the way over to the other side, all the way over. So do this 3 times on each side. Deep breath in through the nose. And then say, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
And keep repeating that. That is great for anxiety, great for a panic attack, great for if anything, and after anything horrible has just happened, that is brilliant to help you. If you've got any thoughts left over from an issue, do that. So I just want to say another thing is that if you have any past anger that you may be holding on to, that really does need to be let go of, because that we do not want that into our present, because again that can suppress your immune system. So we need to let that go. So I don't know if I've got time for my I'm awful, aren't I? I forget all these things that I could have said. But time for my monkey story. Do you want to hear my monkey story?
Yes, tell us your monkey.
Really quick. Okay, so it's called How to Catch a Monkey, and you may have heard it before, but I've got a little twist on it. Okay, so monkeys, they live in the jungle and they're very difficult to catch. Okay, so because they go from tree to tree. So what we do is we bury a vase like that, and we bury it in the sand or the soil. Okay, and we put a shiny stone in or some fruit, and then we go and hide in the bushes. Now, monkey, who's up there in the trees, he's been watching you, and monkeys are very curious. So monkey climbs off the tree, pops a little hand in, grabs hold of the shiny stone or the fruit, and he makes a fist. And he can't get out. You come over, pop the net over monkey, monkey's trapped. Monkey's lost his happiness. Monkey's lost his freedom. If only he'd let it go. So, what I want you to do is let it go. I won't sing Frozen to you. Let it go. Okay? Let it go with your hands. Because if you can do that, and because your thoughts might be whirring. In fact, mine were last night. I didn't sleep very well because I was thinking about what I was going to say today. And then I've gone and forgotten it all. So it's, but yeah, let it go. Okay? Any of those thoughts, if you're angry with somebody, let it go. All right? Because otherwise, I don't need to explain the analogy to you. So that was my monkey story. Did you like it?
Nice.
Absolutely. Very cute.
I've always got more. I do use a lot of metaphors in my work, and then in the unconscious mind in hypnosis. Anyway, do you want me to go now?
No. Does anybody have any announcements of any other virtual type meetings that are coming up that you'd like to share? Because if you do, I would love for you to share them with us. In fact, I'd love for you to say them out loud and also put something in the chat box down below if you could.
Yeah, if you've got any more questions, just put them in the chat box as well. Or of course, you can always send me an email. It's all on my website. Thank you. Thank you, Kimball,
And
for inviting me.
Claudia is teaching a class right now. I'm hoping she's going to announce that. Claudia is teaching a class online. You want to give them information about that?
Oh yeah, it's on One Woman's Voice. So you are as well.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want me to put that?
Yes, and what day and time you can announce it?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kimball. I'm on a Monday at 4 p.m. on One Woman's Voice, but shall I put it in the chat?
Put it in the chat too.
Okay.
And I will get these. If you give me if people have links and things, I'll get them up sometime today.
Okay.
I've got clients starting at 1 today, so it's going to be tough before this evening. But if you'll put the stuff in the chat, I'll screenshot that and make sure I get all of that stuff up.
Thank you, Kimball.
I am. Okay, I have several events I would like to share with you, and I will put down there. Tonight at 9 p.m., I have been asked to be a guest on Dr. Gary Linder. He has a site called Self-Care Awakening where he teaches class on self-care. And Dr. John Jackson, who's an internal medicine doc, and I will be his guest on that tonight at 9 p.m. And I will put the link up on, in fact, I'll put the link up on Lunch for Life as soon as we get off from here. Then on Thursdays, I'm also teaching a class on live well in a sick world. And I didn't have that topic chosen when everything went crazy, but I think it is quite helpful. And each one of the weeks I will be giving you some very good tips to help keep you well. And then as well on Wednesday mornings, I'm a part of a group in Pittsburgh, North Carolina, and we've gone virtual because of the situation. And so that is at 8:30 until 10 on Wednesday mornings. We'd love for you to Zoom in. Again, I will be putting out that Zoom link out there. And then on Sunday nights, I had been hosting Wind Down, Energize Up at my home. And now I've made it a virtual wine or water party, whatever you'd like. We did our first one this past Sunday night. We had such fun. If you want to dress up and have it and it be a cocktail party, we can do that, or you can be in your jammies, whatever you like. But it'll give us all a time to socialize, talk about what's going on. Again, I want to stress how important it is to physically distance and socially connect. And it is not exactly the same being face to screen as it is face to face and belly to belly. But we can adapt during these times, and there's lots of people out there that will be able to help you adapt and make it through this difficult time. And one of the things I'm going to say is I want you to put it in perspective. My grandmother was 17 years old when the flu of 1918 came through. They didn't have telephones. She lived in Lizard Lick. They didn't have TVs. They didn't have any of this stuff. And so it would have to be very isolating at that time. We are so blessed. My encouragement for you is each of you every day to be writing down 3 things that you are grateful for. And actually, I'm going to give you a challenge to make it 3 different things each day. And it could be as little as, I just noticed how green my money tree is that's at the back of this room, and I love that color. And it can be as big as on Sunday, I did a family Zoom with my entire family together. And it was the first time we'd been able to be together since October. And that was so exciting. But just do that, because the whole idea, and Claudia is so right, the way that we think. And I'm going to, everybody I talk to, I'm encouraging people to read a book. It's by Viktor Frankl. And it's called Man's Search for Meaning. And Donna took my advice last week, read it now. And I think that it will really help put things in perspective. We see how bad this is. Things can be much worse, and you can take them and you can create something wonderful. So anybody got anything else before we close out today? All right, I'm going to close out with a quote by Louise Hay. Everything that comes from this situation is working for my highest good. Everything that lies before me is good. I am safe. Tell other people about us. Next week, Scott Bloomer is going to be doing a talk on how color affects mood. And I think that that will be a really interesting topic. So thank you all for being here. I will get all this stuff posted a little bit later. Thank you so much, Claudia. You are amazing. Wait a minute. Somebody, Renee has raised her hand. Oh, talk, Renee.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
mean
I'm grateful to know
raise my
you.
hand.
Okay, grateful to know you. Renee, what were you going to say?
I said I'm
didn't mean to raise
grateful to know you.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too, Claudia. Renee, you were trying to say something.
I didn't mean to raise my hand. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to work out Zoom because this is the first time I've used it. So.
Hey, everybody give Renee a hand. It's her first time on Zoom. Yay. It might be your first time, but I'll bet you it was your last.
Yes.
Well, Claudia, I want to
Teacher.
thank you so much for today.
Oh, my
Yes,
pleasure.
All righty, ladies, we are all going to get so much better at this as time goes on. And then when we get out, do you realize how grateful and how much that we will be mindful of our times when we are able to be face to face with friends and able to give them a hug? Okay,
Alright.
Claudia's putting that. Okay, let me take a picture of this. All right, I will put this up, and like I said again, invite some people for next week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kimball.